Y'all hear this shit? It's a sad day. Took a L. Fuck! Ah, shit, we took a fucking loss today, boys. As y'all can see, I'm gonna turn that bullshit off. We're down We're down $5,000 on the evals today. Fuck, boys. This was a bad fucking trade. I took a bad fucking trade today. I tried longing when we already dumped motherfucking 400 points. I'm gonna go over this trade. There was a solid entry at market open right here that I didn't take due to a couple factors, which I'll go over. But this was the A+ entry of the day. Price came down, hit the daily gap. Price came down, hit the 4-hour gap. We had a 10 a.m. PO3 stacked with a 10:15 PO3, right, with a stop hunt within the 4-hour gap with the relative equal highs above. We had an inversion towards the upside. We had a minuscule SMT. Where's SMT? This was the SMT right here. We had a small SMT, large push, entered my trade, got stopped the motherfuck out. Bro, this month it's been like one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back. But at the same time, this was a bad trade. So like, I'm not tripping about this, but at the same time, bro, it's like, it is what it is, bro. I entered the trade, it lost. Looking back, it was a bad setup. I'm gonna go into why it was a bad setup, but like at the time of taking the entry, I was like, I think it's good, but after some reflections, bro, this shit was ass. So I'll go over the first negative confluence. So where I market opened right there at 6:30, we opened, dumped like a motherfucker. I took this entry when we already dumped 400 fucking points, bro. This right here is like a classic like mech model. Like, dude, this was so reversal heavy. This was so anti-trend. Like, bro, I was so caught up in the fact that we were bullish. Bro, I don't even know why I was thinking we were bullish, bro. I was just stupid this morning. Obviously didn't fucking work out. We dumped another, oh my, we dumped 560 fucking points after that, or in total. So let me go into this trade, why I took it, kind of my pre-market analysis. So, bro, going into the day, I was extremely bearish. I'm off open at least, right? Because we had, here, let me remove this crap. So I'm just going to remove all this stuff here because I'm going to go over it. All right, so like basically I didn't even have this 4-hour marked out, right? So market opens right here. Am I recording? All right, good. I was extremely bearish into open due to the fact that on the daily time frame, right, we tapped into that large daily bearish gap right there. Price was a bit overextended, especially on the 4-hour. Price was overextended, tapped into that gap. We already took out all these major draws above, so obviously wanted price to go lower. Dropping out to hourly. This was FOMC yesterday. We can see price came down, boom, putting that fat wick. So this was a fat previous day low. Also could be considered like a data low. And then right below that data low, which was also previous day's low, we had a motherfucking daily unfilled gap. So going into market open right here, I was super bearish on the day, at least to this area right here. I really wanted to see market open deliver down. And we can see actually market open actually was in there's a 15-minute gap right above. Also, what I also had marked out at the time, let me just go back. What I also had marked out at the time was this SMT. So where was the SMT? Yeah, we can see ES took that high, NQ didn't. Oh, wait. So we literally have a bearish SMT on NQ. We have previous day's low. We have data low. We have a 15-minute gap into open. And we have a nice internal low right there, which you could use as a break-even point. So basically going into the day, right, I wanted to see this 15-minute gap hold, but I didn't take an entry off of what basically formed here because market opens wicks higher, right? If you see this, we barely ticked that out, came down, but I was looking for like an inversion, and like all we got was like displacement, and like I was like, low key, we left some LR above, like right here, we left some LR above. So I knew price was gonna go down. I just didn't think we would rip this hard off of open. Honestly, I really was thinking that we would go like at least a bit higher, take out like these highs, and then rip lower. So that's why. And then we would have had a better entry. That's why I didn't take that displacing off the 15 right there on this candle. I just didn't like how we wicked again. Like, it's just not really my entry that I take. But if you took entry right there, stop loss at internal, take profit there, that was also pretty good. That's a good trade. I wouldn't be mad. Another entry I was looking for was right around in this area. So you can see price comes down. We edge previous day's low, then begin to go higher, respecting this 1 minute. Basically, I saw we started to consolidate. What I wanted to see was price run higher, have a stop put on the high, then get inversion to the lows like that. I would have taken a banger short right there. That's what I was watching for in that scenario. We didn't get that because if you look at the 5 minute, basically we had that gap form that I was looking for us to retrace into and get an entry down. But you can see there would have been a 5 or a 15 minute sponsoring a 5 minute, which is really good sponsorship for a continuation, but we ended up not getting that. So then, right, price then taps into the daily bullish gap right here. Then I was watching ES. ES was super interesting. Keep in mind this is that same previous day low on ES. Then this is the daily gap. And I'll put that previous day's low. Okay, so watch ES in this scenario, right? So, okay. Right, so right here, we're in this daily bullish gap on NQ. We took out previous day's low. Then all I want to see is a reversal from this point, which honestly is pretty valid. We're only down 150. It's not too bad of a dump. And then I would look to target like unfilled 5, like take some sort of reversal sequence here. That would have been solid. But the only thing I didn't like about this is how ES was so close to previous day's low and we didn't sweep it out yet. But on NQ, we're in the daily gap. So from this point, I was thinking even if we do get a nice inversion towards the upside, then this would look like that on ES. But I felt like that inversion would fail because ES would just put in that higher leg to go lower. So from this point, I wasn't really looking to take buys on NQ until we took out that major daily low on ES, okay? So we can see, we then take out that major daily low on ES, and on NQ, right, we're quote unquote respecting this daily bullish gap. So I did actually see a couple people take longs right here. I think there was like a 2 minute, or there was a failed inversion, but some people did take longs right here. And the reason why this isn't good, these longs weren't not valid, is due to the fact that on on ES, we edged that daily gap. So right here, we edged that gap. So think about this from a perspective of even trading, like a lot of people don't give ES enough significance, right? Let's say like price is trending like this on NQ, right? We go down, let's say we have like a daily gap right there, and then we start to inverse higher. Bro, tell me you're not finna take this trade. Tell me you're not finna take this, because there's a good opportunity. We're gonna fail inverse, come down, tap the daily, and then get the real inversion with the stop on. So like, that's what I was watching for to happen on NQ. And the reason why I wasn't even looking for longs right here is due to the fact that ES edged that daily bullish gap. So there was zero chance I was going to take longs when we have an A plus draw right below on ES. From this point, I did see a couple people enter short, I think on the next candle. Yeah, I did see a couple people enter short right here, which honestly isn't a bad trade. We did have a 4-minute con. I just like don't take 4 minutes. I always take 5 minutes. There was no 5-minute. Like, it's not a bad trade, but at the same time, it's not the greatest trade in the world. And once again, the reason I say that is because NQ is actively in a bullish PDRA. We're actively in a bullish daily gap. So it's like shorting within a high time frame gap. It's not the best. But the conviction on this play definitely come from ES. And ES has failed to go higher. Looks like we're going to at least take out that low, hit the daily gap. So if you took this trade, solid. Just more discretionary of a trade, not really a trade I would take personally. And low-key, I'd be stopped at break even if I was in this. And then we deliver. So yeah, that was another entry of the day. And then I'll go into my trade. So after I saw price was basically going deeper into a discount, right? Let me play this out. Okay, so price went deeper into a discount, and we actually tapped into this 4-hour unmitigated gap right here. So we kind of disrespect this like daily gap, and then we like go into a deeper discount, hitting that 4-hour, and then at the time, right, ES was also respecting this 4-hour gap. So in my mind, I was like low-key pattern trading from this point. I was like, yo, it was like right around here, my entry, keep in mind. I was like, yo, low-key, we already dumped like hella off this. Like, we tapped into this 4-hour unmitigated. Like, we can, if we come up, it's going to be a daily candle wick rejection. Like, I'm calling bottom. I think this is the bottom of the move. And then I try to find a long position. Where I was wrong was in the fact that just because we tapped a 4-hour, right, if you look at the overall trend, once again, we've already dumped fucking 450 points on the day. Like, and you're trying to long that shit. And where I was trying to long was just to like unmitigated, unmitigated 15 above. Like, I was just trying to long to like unmitigated gaps on the lower time frame when like the higher time frame is obviously showing that price is going lower. And even if price is going lower and stops at the 4-hour, it's still just like a low probability position to take due to the fact that we had dumped so heavily off open. And I was more just thinking like, I didn't catch this whole ass entry. Like, I was only thinking longs, bro. I was not thinking like logically, like looking for shorts. So that's where I went wrong today. Totally own up to it. Then to my entry. So there was some price action right here that maybe some people got caught up in. You can see 7 a.m. opens here, right? So 7 a.m. straight off the bat just goes straight into a time discount. Okay, then price goes down, hits the 4-hour, starts to accumulate. Then we have a fake to the upside, a fake move. Then manipulation towards the downside. So we have a stop hunt within a high time frame PDRA paired with 7 a.m. So this was the hunt. Then 7:15 opens right here, and we put in a low wick and go higher. So we already actively manipulated 1 minute before this next 15-minute candle, so that's good enough for us. Then where we started getting sketched out a little bit. All right, we have these relative equal highs above. This was my break-even point. And at the time, we had this unmitigated, so we took our trade right here. We had this unmitigated and filled M15 gap right above where I was just looking for a quick mech rebalance towards. Going back over here, so I'm doing like this, right? I then saw price was attempting to go higher. And then right when I saw this price action right here, I low-key was like, yo, low-key, I don't like this LR that's built up right on my stop loss, even if we get an inversion. I'm low-key finna wait for us to like go like this, reject the 1 minute, then go lower again, bro. I want to see a deeper discount. And then for us to go higher. So that was my thought process right there. And then basically I was like, thinking that all I wanted to see from this point was just us sweep the LR and then get another internal entry. And then this next candle comes around, which has a short-term, kind of a weaker SMT. So that right there kind of canceled out the LR in this scenario. And we had a large boom move towards the upside, giving a nice inversion. But yeah, bro, where this position just failed is like, bro, you can even see in like the delivery. Like if this candle was good, if this inverse was good, we would have delivered right away. But it's just bad due to the fact that we had the LR, we had a weak SMT, we had like the inversion was good, but bro, just due to the fact that we dumped so hard, like there's no buyers stepping in even after this displacement. Like you could see it in the chop. Like we didn't even sweep internal, bro. We just chopped. And then I was also watching that on ES to go break even. We didn't even tap it on ES. And then boom, stop loss hit. So that's a loss right there. What I learned from it today is that do not take, even if the lower time frame looks good, even if we have stacked po3s, do not take, right? Once again, do not take reversal heavy mech inversions, okay? And I got caught up in the fact that I was just going to target the unfilled imbalances in the leg, which was the 15 minutes. I got caught up in the fact that we didn't have any true manipulation down. Got caught up in the relative equal highs. Got caught up in the stop hunt. Got caught up in the 4 hour. When at the end of the day, price was just showing us that we want to go lower. And nothing right here really presented that we wanted to go higher. So yeah, that's the trade for the day. Learned a lot from today, honestly. I could sit here and say I'm mad or sad about this loss, but at the same time, I'm glad I took it on combines. So I'm glad I took this on combines because this is honestly a type of trade I would have taken on XFA. And if I took this on XFA, I'd be pretty mad at myself because I'm taking a heavy reversal setup. So, right, we learn something new every day. What I learned today is nothing price action really, or it is price action, nothing like entry model worthy. What I learned today is to not take heavy reversal setups, even if we tap into high time frame imbalances. Okay? So, hope y'all learned something from this shit too. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, everyone.